though. We're going to see how the shades are working out, maybe enhance his vision a little bit, help him out in this matchup. Fighting against the Rosalina, he's going to be going Mario, it sounds like. Looks like both players are locked in. They have their character set. The stage is going to be Smashville to start it off. Game 1, let's get into it, Vicky.
All right, so here we are, Game 1, falln versus Anti. And Hazmat, what do you think in particular about this matchup?
I think it's an interesting matchup. I think the zoning's very interesting. I think you can see right there falln using a bunch of perfect pivots, trying to weave his way around Anti. Mario wants to get in, but he also has his tool in the Fireball in order to keep falln stuck in place so that he can run in and get a grab and get a combo started.
Absolutely, and we're already seeing right here, Anti is just kind of chasing down falln while falln's trying to space him out, as you mentioned earlier. And it kind of seems like he's just trying to get his distance. He does not want Anti to close in that gap and get the grab that he really wants. You know, Luma at the ready, they're still at her side.
Yeah, and the Luma is just such a good defensive tool that Rosalina has, pushing the Mario away a lot. Anti looks like he's finding his way in a little bit, but I got to give a lot of props to falln right now, doing a great job with his aerial spacing against Anti and keeping him away. You don't want Mario to get a grab on you. You don't want him to land an up tilt or start anything dangerous that could end your stock.
Oh, but there goes Luma already, and Anti pressuring falln to the ledge, but falln getting that grab, immediately getting stage control.
Yeah, that's an enormous grab because he had falln regained so much time on the Luma spawner, and now he's going to get Luma back, and now he's back in business. Anti trying to knock away the Luma, could not do it successfully with that forward tilt though.
Absolutely not, but falln's holding on to this platform right here, kind of hugging it. I like the way he's mixing up his landing on the stage, but as I said that, he's put into a very vulnerable position, mixing up his recovery so that way that cape does not land.
Yeah, that's going to be another big facet of this matchup. Nice back air from Anti, though.
Oh, but that fantastic DI.
Yes, definitely. I like the survivability from falln. Nice try with Anti. He mixes it up. He opts to go for an up B there. Tries to go for a stage spike. Cannot find it. Ooh, Luma with the big save.
Luma with that clutch save right there. And I really liked how Anti went off stage to purposely try to get that stage spike on falln with the up B. If you aim it towards the stage, it actually could be a tech situation and could put falln in a very bad position as well. Rosalina's recovery already, we've noticed, very lackluster, does not have a hitbox, so he's put in a very vulnerable position when he's off stage, especially versus a character like Mario. And Anti already with the first stock lead.
A great back throw right at the ledge is going to take the first stock for Anti. I got to give him also a lot of props because he was behind in that first stock, and he kind of cracked the code that falln was throwing at him. Falln had a lot of nice landing back airs thrown at him. And again, a nice up smash out of shield, good defensive option, but not enough to take Anti's first stock in this game.
Yeah, so now we're seeing Anti still holding on to his second stock. He does have Rage at the moment, but we've already discovered Rosalina does not have a problem on taking care of that problem. Now with the back throw, Anti off stage. Can falln finally close out this stock, but unfortunately that up smash missing just slightly, and as I said that, Luma coming in clutch and helping that stock disappear.
Yeah, Luma just so strong too. It's just a simple jab combo, but sometimes that's all you need, man. You can keep it simple, you can get a lot out of the Rosalina Luma combo. And now falln off stage again. Anti,
and look, he ended up actually getting the stage tech right there. That is actually what Anti was going for earlier in the match that we were seeing from the first stock.
Yeah, you can see falln was anticipating it that time, maybe because Anti threw it out the first time, so falln, privy to the plan, avoids losing the stock and still hanging on in this game. And I gotta say, I really like the way that falln is recovering right here, mixing up when he activates the up B or not, because like you said, he's so vulnerable when he does activate it. No hitbox on that means that he could eat a lot of different Mario moves, forward air, cape, anything could really just send him back air as we saw in the first stock. Fallon's got to be really careful with how he recovers. He's been doing a pretty good job with that so far.
Yeah, so far he actually is doing a fantastic job on holding onto his own. But at the same time, I really like the patience that he has. That's why he was just camping the ledge, being as patient as possible to wait for Luma to come back. But Anti, still with this immense amount of pressure, tries to go for the ledge trump there, but falln already inputting an action to make sure he's not put in that position.
I like this defensive play from falln. He's kind of just rolling away. He forfeited the stage control and just opted to run to the other side, waiting for his trusty Luma to come back, and there it is. And let's see how the game changes again now that Luma is back in play. Here comes a big situation for falln, going for the up throw up air, cannot find it, but there's an up smash that does connect. I know falln's been looking for that a bit, and some star bits too to rack up some damage. Falln closing the gap now too.
Yeah, it was a pretty good trade earlier from falln. Yes, he was put off stage, but Anti was not able to capitalize off of that positioning. Instead, falln ended up getting the percent that he really wanted. He needs to watch out though, because Rosalina is very light and he can actually get her stock closed out relatively early as well.
Nice fade away by falln. That's what I'm saying. His recovery is so nice. Anti with another interesting edge guard going right, trying to send falln into the stage and catch him with missing the stage tech. However, falln again on top of the plan. They're nice down air too from falln, pushing Anti to the side. Anti does not have enough resources to recover, and he's going to be dropping game one to falln.
unfortunately, I actually don't think he had a jump at that very instant. falln was doing a fantastic job at mixing up his recovery. He was covering that really well. And that was the reason why falln ended up living for so long, and it can actually be in this matchup very hard for Rosalina to get away with a lot of her shenanigans, especially when Mario closes in that gap and gets that first grab. You're going to be taking for free like 35 to 40%.
Exactly, and if you're not eating a big Mario combo, you're getting sent off stage with Rosalina. As we keep talking about Rosalina's recovery, Anti, he was doing a good job. He's throwing out all these interesting options and off-timing things and catching falln, but just could not cash in on that last stock. So let's see what happens. Game 2, I like that Anti is running it back to Smashville. He's feeling confident in the matchup, as he should, like you said. He's won a lot of sets against falln, apparently. Hasn't dropped too many, if any at all. So I think he's saying, you know what, I got this game. I'm going to bring it back to Smashville and see what I can change up here and how I could do better closing out the stock. Luma is spinning a lot. He's got to be dizzy by this point. And he's still going. Nice. Anti countering with a spin of his own right on top of the Luma. But it's working out in falln's favor, 44% already on Anti.
That was a very smart option from Anti. That was an active hitbox in the middle of the stage, and that was actually allowing falln to get away with a lot of stage control and unable for Anti to get in. But Anti immediately knew the answer to counter that, and he fell in with a downer to kind of get Luma out of that animation and immediately retreat to go for falln.
I like the way falln's spacing right now with landing back airs and with forward tilts and walking away have just been supreme. They've been so good. It's just been a good way not only to rack up damage and or shield or poke at Anti-shield, but to space him out and to put it in Anti's head like, hey man, you're not going to get in for free on me. I'm going to run away, especially if my Luma's gone, and you got to work a little harder to get in on this Rosalina. Yeah,
that's that platform hugging where we were talking about last game actually. Every time falln recognized, okay, I don't have Luma right now. I don't want to end up getting all this damage on me. To prevent this from happening, I'm going to play as patient as possible and allow you to come to me while I just basically run away with this game.
Exactly. Again, some more good pressure from falln. I love the way he's mixing up these aerials at the center of the stage too, which is really interesting and just a good, different way to zone out Mario than we're used to kind of seeing from these Rosalinas. falln really making it work for him too. 124% on Anti's first stock. Nice fadeaway nair too to catch Anti. Again, using Luma too to catch every defensive option that Anti is throwing. Anti actually, that trade could be, okay, good. He did still have a jump. Anti able to make it back to the stage, but he still is in a precarious situation at 144%. Looking for the dunk too and cannot find it.
Oh, he immediately tried to go for that up B stage spike once again. And he was put into a pretty bad position at some points in the game already. He was above falln for a good amount of time, but he was holding on to that jump because he learned from the last game and immediately catches falln's ledge jump with that up smash and with the rage.
Yeah, it just, what a retaliation from falln. That's exactly what falln needed right at that moment. Uses the invincibility to approach Anti fearlessly and takes a stock for it too. Really good stuff. And I mean, that's what we saw the first game too, is that Anti was behind, he fell behind, and then he slowly chipped his way back in and then took the first stock from falln. But we all know falln did take that first game. So let's see what Anti can do with his game plan the second time around.
I mean, falln already was taking advantage of the invincibility that he had coming from the Heaven platform and immediately basically tied the game already, Hazmat.
That's absolutely right. Let's see what Anti can do, though. He does have falln in a semi-bad situation in the air and without a Luma. falln, though, makes his way back. Ooh, he capes him to eat the forward tilt, actually. That was interesting. All right, both these players feeling each other out. falln throwing out an up air and catching Anti. Anti trying to make his way back to the stage, but is going to eat a forward smash with that air dodge.
Oh, he gets put into such a bad position right above falln. That was a hard attack, but Anti staying composed, did not air dodge immediately, waited a little bit before he ended up air dodging, recognizing where he was in that position.
Okay, falln now. I mean, we keep talking about Mario's edge guards and the opportunity he has against Rosalina, but Rosalina also has pretty good edge guards against Mario, especially as we saw in the first game. If Anti runs out of recovery resources, he will be losing stocks. Very clutch situation for both players right now, trying to close out this game too. Anti trying to save his tournament life and stay alive at CEO, but now he's off the stage. Bad situation, that's going to be it. Falls off.
All right, Anti kind of shaking it off. Recognizing what just happened that game. That this is a 3 out of 5, so there is one more game if falln does take it.
That's true. Let's see what Anti, I hear him moving on the character select screen. He's going to be moving to the cloud. And now kind of the tables have turned a little bit because it seems like Anti needs to go. Now it's kind of in Anti's disadvantage is being off the stage. Mario before, a character with a lot of mobility, good recovery, who can make it back and go out and gimp the Rosalina and take her stocks. But now Anti's the one who's going to have to be really careful off the side.
Yeah, I feel like falln was actually getting a lot off of the fact that Anti kept jumping around him. A lot of times falln, at one point actually, Anti aired him with the forward smash tilted upwards when he was trying to land right by him. Oh my, and this is just like we were talking about, Hazmat.
Okay, yes,
right
yes.
there. Whew. That pressure off the stage, especially versus a character like Cloud, could be very, very scary.
I have to take a breather after that one because that was a lot of pressure. And speaking of pressure, here comes some up airs from falln, racking up the damage, keeping Anti in the disadvantage, but now he does land and they're back on the stage, facing each other, squaring off on the bottom. Okay, so that was an interesting situation because Anti kind of had a couple options there. He could have turned around and tried to clear away the Luma, use a forward tilt, or one of Cloud's other options. However, falln was right there, so he would have eaten a punish for it. So I like that Anti kind of just stood firm and didn't really make too crazy of a decision. Looking for a forward air, though. Doesn't get the best hit of it. Does not spike. Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Very greedy here. Already wants to close out this stock. I mean, he was playing extremely patient off the stage there, waited for falln to air dodge and was able to retaliate back with that fair. But, yes, as you mentioned, not getting quite the spot that he really wanted to get with the fair.
Okay, falln landing again with a dare. Going to be losing the Luma, but I think falln has been really comfortable without Luma in this set so far, and got to commend him a lot for that. And not just falln's Luma list play, but also falln's recovery has been supreme. If you're going to try to take out Anti, someone who's amazing at edge guarding, especially with his two main characters of Mario and Cloud, you really got to be careful the way you recover, especially with Rosalina. Speaking of being careful when recovering, Anti had to be a little more careful right there because falln did recognize the misspaced climb hazard, and he is going to punish it. Take Anti's first stock, and this is falln. It's looking really strong right now, but actually, speaking of looking really strong, Cloud, very strong with that up smash, taking falln's first stock of this game 3.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you land right next to Cloud. That huge up smash could actually be a pretty big anti-air, and as a character like Rosalina and Luma, a very light character and pretty floaty as well. That was a fantastic idea, though, from him, and basically trying to even out the game, but falln already catching up.
That's true. I mean, you can obviously, Cloud always gonna be in a dangerous situation when off stage. He does have the limit, so he's gonna be okay. But Anti already at 77%. He does not want to take any more, and he definitely does not want to end up off the stage against falln, who has been on the hunt for this kill since Anti respawned.
And I actually am starting to understand. Anti possibly didn't get Luma away enough when he was Mario, and he opted to switch to Cloud to make sure that this separation won't be a problem because of dash attack, actually.
Exactly. Great job by Anti clearing away the Luma again. Again, though, he hasn't really had a problem with Luma. It's just that falln is playing so well with just the Rosalina. You got, again, it's just I can't compliment falln enough how he's playing these matchups. Luma is back in play. And then just like that, Anti sends Luma away too. Very good recognition of the spawning Luma and just clears it away. Now Anti, it's his turn to strike, but falln turns it in his favor instead. Dangerous situation, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be 3-0 for falln. Really well played. Gotta love the way that falln played both those matchups. The 2 games against Mario, he did so well at recovering. I think that's, we mentioned it so many times.